Hello everyone, this is Caillou. I'm joined by Dodger, and both of us are going to be commentating the round 4 match between Splitmoon and Simon Williamson. So, this is an interesting match. Dodger, do you want to tell us why?
Well, I believe it's a straight up mirror match. Um,
Yup.
yep.
Like, literally, I believe they both have the same main 60 because Simon ripped his list straight from Splitmoon's.
Classic. You know that you made it as a format when you start getting mirror matches.
Yeah, like, we're getting, in like a
I
small
think
part, a
like
meta. It's kind of, it's
it's
very
also a
sweet.
fairly interesting deck that we're seeing. So it's not like we're gonna watch some Jund mirrors or whatever. Like this is
Hey,
like
don't
I mean
disrespect Jun like that.
I enjoy playing Jund. I think there are many people who do not enjoy just like a 50-minute grind fest.
It's
Um,
interesting. I find it interesting that like Split Moon played the Magmatic Torrent tapped instead of fetching a land. Like I thought like fetch a land, play cast Stormwake, play a rail line would have been like a good play there. Especially because then you can immediately bounce the land you just fetched to play another rail line. So
Yeah, so I do have to make a disclaimer that I haven't played this deck at all. Um, so I've played against it like once, so I have very little idea of like what the correct line should be. Um, I think I think Split Moon's line of thinking is that they probably want to draw another land. Um, okay, so hits the Precursor Sanctum.
mm-hmm.
That is like so. If Split Moon wants to play this slow, there is a potential to get a lot of extra value if you save one of those rail lines.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But I think you probably just want to, given that you have the 11th hour breakthrough, you probably want to go for a little more of an explosive start.
Also,
Uh,
also, I think Simon just wins next turn. Funnily enough, because Simon plays the Magmatic Torrent, plays Stormwake, plays Relic Heist, grabs two threats, GG.
yeah, I mean, like, assuming that you're.
Especially if Split Moon decides to like bounce for a rail line, Simon just like Gilded Gear Hulk blows up a rail line. Like, what are you gonna do against that?
Yeah, I mean, it's worth noting that those artifacts you get are not going to stick around. Um, but if you get enough value off of the ETB triggers, it can certainly be like powerful enough.
Yeah, and you get two
And
artifacts
like I
off of
think
the.
Relic Heist is definitely the most important card in this matchup because it's just so insane how much value you get because both decks are actually running the prime targets.
Yeah, so and it looks like, funnily enough, Split Moon also hit a Relic Heist, except off the Precursor Sanctum. Um, but
Uh,
like will not be able to turn that
yeah,
on anytime soon. Needs at least two more turns.
yeah, and that's if Split Moon draws two more lands. So I think the Precursor Sanctum is essentially a non-factor right
No, no,
now.
no. Remember that Split Moon has the Snow Covered Island, which is a different name. Oh well, is gonna
Oh,
bounce it for the coal
I
line.
missed that. I missed that he drew another land off the Stormlight.
Yeah, but then he's gonna bounce it for the Galvin coal line, so that's
Okay.
actually not
Okay,
good
so we're
TM.
not going for the slow roll.
I mean, yeah. So
Also,
next
just
turn
not
is
going for. I mean,
probably
Precursor Sanctum is
okay. It
not going to
doesn't
be
have any.
activated for
I
a
think
long
the
time.
biggest problem is it doesn't have any red
Okay,
mana for
so here
this
comes the
11th hour
Stormwake. Looks like
breakthrough.
Simon is going to go for the play you mentioned.
But yeah, why didn't Split Moon fetch up a land that can produce red? Is my question. Like, I feel like Split Moon is making like these very cautious plays with his life when it's like I don't see the reason to be doing so. Like you're in a combo matchup. If your opponent
Well,
combos off, like more often than not, you're gonna lose. And like or like it's like you losing to your opponent, like having one or two more life, is less likely than you losing to yourself because you don't have the right colors of mana. It just feels like a big misplay to me.
I agree. This would be most so just to further explain a little bit. Um, Split Moon does have a red source already with Galvin Coal Line, but if Split Moon were to say draw Relic Heist, you wouldn't actually be able to cast it right there. So that would be the reasoning. Okay, so we're seeing two Gilded Gear Hulks
Yeah, so
killing
because
both.
it's basically you get to because they both have haste. It's basically Relic Heist turns into two mana because of the Stormwake. Deal eight, blow up two lands.
Yeah.
And that takes as far as Simon knows, or like that takes, or like yeah, as far as Simon knows, that takes Split Moon off of all red sources, and as far as we know, that is eminently true.
That is also another good point. Yeah, I think in general it probably would have been
Well,
preferable
okay,
to
never hashtag never punished.
I think in general that turn one fetch it would have been preferable to either pay 2 life and get Crossfire Geysers or to just suck it up and get Crystal Cavern.
Hmm.
Um,
So I think wait,
Sometimes you just gotta suck
how
it up
much
and, and get Crystal Cavern.
so reinvent if Simon plays the Brine Fleet costs 4.
Yeah,
So can
so
actually can just play
that's a
Brine
good
Fleet
chance.
reinvent and then find Platinum Colossus. Oh wait, no, just does Simon have multiple copies of Plat Colossus?
Wait, actually, it doesn't cost 4; it costs 5.
Cost 5, did I miscount?
Yeah,
I did miscount. No wait. No, you don't. Oh yeah, no, yeah. Union Rail is not a artifact itself. My bad. Okay.
it's all
So yeah. So playing the Brine Fleet Blade, crewing it, and hitting Split Moon for 5 is still good.
good. It's
Um,
still play.
and it,
Yeah.
like Simon basically has lethal next turn, barring Split Moon really going off this turn.
I think Splitmoon is Dunzo. I don't think there's anything you can do here.
He's gonna play the Warded Tome. Notably, with 11th Hour Breakthrough,
Yeah,
can get another card draw off of that. So can wait, so you 11th hour, you tap 2, you 11th hour breakthrough. That only gives him 3 mana. Yeah,
yeah. The problem is like
he'd
he's
really needed
casting
the
off.
rail line so he could go more mana positive with the 11th hour
Yeah,
and then go
and
into a Gear Hulk or something.
if you had the rail lines here, you actually come out reasonably ahead because you're able to actually cast the Gilded Gear Hulk and blow up the Brine Fleet. But
Mhm. Yeah,
no, I think
yes,
Splitmoon's just
this
Dunzo.
yeah.
It is kind of funny because Relic Heist is like just such a game breaking card in this matchup in particular. Um, okay, yeah, should be GG. I mean, if you're Split Moon, you're not technically dead on board, so you're basically just hoping that Simon has literally nothing. Um, but
Unfortunately,
like
Simon
literally any
has
non-creature spell will
literally
end the game.
something. But yeah, that relic heist was such a beating.
uh, yeah.
Like
I
turn
mean,
what do you do against turn 3 relic heist in this matchup? Just suck it
you
up, I guess.
you hit this cool button called concede. Okay, being reasonable. If you really wanted to play around the roller heist, you wouldn't have gone double rail line.
Yeah, fair. I think,
Because
but I feel like you just have to try and be faster, and that was Split's way of trying to be faster. But then also Split could, if Split was trying to race, should have played the rail lines turn 1, and then might have actually been able to drop a threat before Simon could. You know?
I think, yeah, I think. I also just realized that you can't blow up Ryan Felipe with
Oh,
Gilded Gear Hulk. That's my mistake.
because it's a
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
non-land. Yeah.
That's my mistake. Yeah.
You could blow up a token, but then I mean either way it doesn't matter because Simon will just
Yeah, you can't blow up a token either.
mhm.
Yeah, Gear Hulk
Oh
actually
yeah.
does nothing on that board.
Oh yeah, never mind. Ugh.
Um,
Okay, let's look at sideboards.
okay,
Let me
so
pull this up.
I'm not sure what the differences between these sideboards are. Let's look at that right now.
Um, I I believe they have differences. That is as much as I can say
Okay.
because I think
Um,
Simon's sideboard,
yeah,
if I remember, is a little bit more linear. Or not linear, but it's a little bit more like 4x copies. But also, I should before I say stuff, I should just wait for the page to load and pull it
Splitmoon's
up.
sideboard is more 4x copies.
Okay,
Moon
so
has Soulgate and four Spellstutter, four Fire Erasure.
mhm.
I think Spellstutter is a slam dunk here. Um, Having a 1 mana way to counter the early Relic Heist is really important.
Mhm.
Um,
Or
Simon,
countering an 11th hour breakthrough or something. The problem with
yeah,
the problem with 11th hour breakthrough is that you can't really counter it because they're gonna tap their stuff for mana, like their rail lines for mana first, and so they'll have something to pay. So if they're trying to hard cast instead of cheat out with reinvent and um cheat out with reinvent and relic heist, you can they can reasonably play around spell stutter.
well, I think it's okay that Spellstutter. I think you still need it.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
gonna
no, no,
hit.
no, no. I'm just saying that it isn't
Yeah,
your opponent having one isn't an auto lose. Also, thank
yeah.
God the page finally loaded. Let me pull it over here. So sorry for the wait. Um,
An interesting card in Simon's sideboard is actually Forge Master's Charm.
oh yeah,
I think that is. that is a really big deal here. Being able to just like X and a red destroy X target artifacts is
Well,
kind
X
of
red red. Scroll over to the side.
oh, Splitmoon has it too. Okay, never mind.
But yeah, it is.
Still gonna be good in both decks.
Yeah, it is pretty powerful. Um, Again, not as
Um,
powerful as Relic Heist Double Gilded Gear
besides
Hulk,
that,
but um, I think yeah, I think maybe like I would say like 2x Spell Stutter, 2x Forge Master's Charm maybe. That's like my
um,
intuition.
what are you setting out for those?
I'm not sure. The decks are pretty linear.
Yeah, it does feel like you don't have a ton of space to bring in these like tech picks. I think you want to keep your non-creature artifact suite the same. Um, I think you can definitely remove some of these like big tutor targets. Like I don't think Colossal Achievement is something you really need in a deck.
yeah, Colossal Achievement like there's no yeah, it has like does it have trample? I can't remember.
It does have trample. It's I think Colossal Achievement is basically a tech choice against ability.
Exint. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're in game though.
Hmm.
So we can see that Split did. Oh, sorry, Simon did bring in the Forge Master Charm, which is unsurprising.
Hmm.
Split just mulligan into a hand with Relic Heist, so probably keep that.
That's something,
Although it
but
has
but
no
does,
red
but has
sources.
zero red sources once again, and has two cards with red sources. So I don't know how much I vibe with this.
I think this hand is reasonable. You're gonna
I
you're gonna
mean,
cantrip off of the.
sure, but only having two
Okay,
playable
maybe not.
spells is kind of sus to me.
Well, one of them cantrips. One of them will draw you a card every turn because
It
of.
is, but I feel like you can't afford to like stumble in this matchup. Like, and I feel like
Well, it,
split.
it already it already is a mulligan to 6. So like, how often are you gonna get a 5 card hand that's better than that? You know,
I guess, yeah. The and it
like
does
what would
and
5 card hand
it does
like?
have lands technically, but now
Yeah,
see now top decked another Brine Fleet base, so that's useless. So essentially, right now has four dead cards in hand.
I do
Like
think this hub is gonna go a long way because it's essentially just like a one-sided howling mine here.
it is like hub is
Yeah,
good, but split's hand is just dire because it has three cards he can't cast and a land that he can't play. So it's literally zero gas.
yeah. I would have wanted to see. I actually thought the opening, just from a glance, the opening hand that Split had at 7 cards seemed reasonable. So I'd be interested in looking back at like what that hand was because I didn't really see it.
Yeah, I
Um,
didn't catch it either.
but
Simon having
I
the
think
turn
I
two
would still
strike
keep this
breaker is
that
big.
hand in this situation.
Oh,
Granted, I have
Hallelujah,
not
it's a
played this deck at
mountain.
all. But drawing 2 cards a turn will help you a lot with finding your red sources. As you can see, Split just found that mountain.
Hmm.
Um, you can cast 11th Hour Breakthrough right now if you want.
Probably
You can
is
just
not
go
going
like
to.
Express Line it
Oh no, yeah, no,
for
actually,
mana
yeah,
and
it can
cast
express line in and
11th Hour
then.
Breakthrough.
Hmm.
Um, I think that
But
that
you,
doesn't really accomplish anything right now, so there's probably no reason to do that.
I think you
If
just
you
hard
want,
cast a rail line and then pass.
yeah, probably. I just wanted to point out because there is a line where you like say, okay, I want to draw something sick off the Warded Tome when I break through here, but I think
Hmm.
that's pretty risky. Okay, so Split is probably just hard casting rail line here. There's no way
It
you would.
added a red, but like, why the hell would you? Okay, no, it's bouncing.
So Splitmoon is going for the play I described, where he's gonna cast 11th Hour Breakthrough, um, and hope that the Worded Tome will draw something useful.
Because he doesn't have another
Uh,
red source, right? I'm not tripping. So he can't relic heist.
this is also not the worst. So even if there isn't anything that Splitmoon draws,
Oh,
uh,
but then even if there's not, you can still sack a Brine
it
Fleet
is
Bay.
essentially a ramp. It is essentially a ramp spell because you can sack the Branklet Bay, you can sack the Worded Tome.
Hmm.
Okay, so there's another Warded Tome.
Okay, time to dig deeper.
Yeah, well,
Um,
that's good because that's essentially just a cantrip ramp for free, right?
okay,
Because
well,
like,
another relic heist
okay,
still
so
has. Ah,
yeah.
God, still has no way. So we're back to Split Moon has.
Well, so, okay, I think you're being a little defeatist here. I actually think this is a pretty good play from Splitmoon. You sacrifice the Brian Fleet Bay and 2 Warded Tomes. You essentially just ramped for 3 and drew an extra 2 cards.
I
Not to
guess.
mention, Splitmoon's going to be drawing an extra 2 cards every turn. So the onus is actually on Simon to put the pressure on here. Like a single Union Rail Strikebreaker is not going to do the job quickly enough. Especially with that Facility of Divinity, which I believe is castable next turn. Oh, what? Why is okay? Split chose to keep one of the warded tomes. I disagree with that choice.
Especially when you have not enough
Um,
mana to untap it.
yeah, I
One-
I feel like you have enough cards already with Hub of Innovation. You just want more mana.
And yeah, if Split had kept that, would have been able to hard cast Facsimile next turn.
Yeah, so I have to agree with I have to disagree with that decision. Um,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Split is making Mondo misplays, but also I don't know. I'm
I
not
think
the
if
one
you're
who made the deck.
oh, okay, I disagree with this play from Simon too. I think if you're Simon, you just cast Forge Master's Charm for 2 and double summon.
Again, it's double red, dog.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Forge. I said this while we were talking about sideboards.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not it's not a by force. It's not a better by
Wait,
force.
I actually think that your audio has been cutting out a little bit for me, so I totally did not hear you say that at all.
Oh, okay, but yeah, it is by it
Yeah.
is.
Okay, I missed that. Yeah. That is definitely a lot worse. I think it's still good, but it's definitely not just like straight up by force.
Mhm. Also, Simon can just
Okay,
if he
so
wants to, he can do the
yeah,
same play
I
that
think that
Split
I
did
think
last
that
turn and like double Northern Express line, make 4 tokens.
yeah, that's a good play. Um,
That is the big clock. I think he's trying to respect Spellstutter, but then realize Splitmoon has no mana up. So yeah, he's gonna go for that. And this puts a Split just shy of a 4 turn clock, I think. But then
so yeah, it comes back to like if Split had sacrificed one of those like both Word Atoms,
just untaps,
and you,
slams a
you cast
Facsimile of
Facsimile
Divinity,
here,
points it at a Union Rail, and then you're in a
yeah,
much better
like
position.
then you're just not on a clock at all because the Forge Master's Charm is not even close to being castable.
Hmm. What
Um,
did Simon hit off the precursor? Facsimile of Divinity. And if the turns keep going as they like, if Simon gets 3 turns from now, we'll be able to cast it. Of course, bouncing 2 lands. See, actually, that's actually an interesting thing. Where like, I feel like, if Simon had waited till next turn to play the Northern Express line, could actually have Precursor Sanctum next turn, and then still done the Express line this turn, or no, sorry, next
yeah,
turn. So there's a little bit. I feel like that was a little bit hasty because now you're putting yourself instead of putting yourself at being able to do it next turn, you're putting yourself at being able to do it 3 turns from now.
yeah, I actually agree with you on that. I think that clockwise, it's about the same to just cast the second Union Rail, not do anything else. And then next turn, activate Precursor, play both Northern Express lines. So you still get the same number of tokens just one turn later, but you also get a free Facsimile Divinity, which
Mm-hmm.
deals 4 damage on ETB, and then will also attack for 5 on the following turn. So it's actually clock positive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, that I think that is just a misplay from Simon.
Okay, he's gonna
Uh,
hardcast Hub of Innovation. Um,
oh, okay, yeah,
oh yeah, making 2 constructs off of that. Of course, Splitmoon does get to now untap, drop the big Facsimile of Divinity.
yeah,
Actually,
but
can
it's just
actually no wait, can Relic Heist has now because of the Magmatic Torrent has multiple options.
yeah, that's true. Is Relic Heist even better though? Like getting the 5/6 blocking lifelinker is really big.
Yeah, I think the game has gone to a point where I think that you want to run out the Facsimile before Relic Heists, but
I think you should just cast the Facsimile here because um, if
also
you
also
cast
has
Relic,
Forge Master's Charm and a lot of mana, but like you can't kill the Union Rails that way.
yeah, I think Forge Master's Charm is not the play here.
Yep,
Yeah,
here
okay,
comes
that is the
Facsimile,
play.
gonna poke a Union
And again,
Rail.
I think if you well, okay, we don't have to keep harping on this, but if you had cast this the turn before, I think Splitmoon would be in a much better position. But it's fine, it's done.
So now the onus is back onto Simon. Can Forge Master's Charm X=1 if he draws a red source, which is not
Yeah,
guaranteed. Spell Stutter looks like he did bring that in. Not very good. Probably gonna have to Stormwake to try and dig for something. Because it has 0 playable spells right now. Yep.
yeah, okay, that's what we're seeing. Okay.
Hub. Okay, so you get a free
I
hub,
mean,
which isn't
so
good.
you're that still wasn't a bad play. Um, or that sorry that Stormwake is still going to get value because you can just cast that hub for free and still hold up the mana for spell stutter. So like
Hmm.
it's fine.
Yeah, I love how at the start of this I was like, Split has no red sources and has kept like a double relic heist hand, or like a hand with like uncastable relic heist, and now Simon is the one who doesn't have double red, despite me saying that initially. It's like, oh
Yeah.
man.
Well, I just think that the Warded Tomb hub line actually just went a really long way. Um, and like yes, Simon does have like this massive board, but the facsimile with 5 power and lifelink is going to do a lot to dissuade Simon from attacking.
Hmm.
Um, I do think that if Simon draws a reinvent, the game is just over because you get Platinum Colossus and swing in for 1 million damage.
Yeah.
Um,
And like there's no shortage of ways for Simon to dig for it because it has double hub.
yeah, yeah. So imagine if Simon had drawn basically any red source or
The
a
problem is though,
reinvent
I
there,
guess
the game just ends
Split
because
Moon. How
the
many
red source
copies
can
of
go get
Platinum
a
Colossus?
Platinum Colossus with the Relic Heist or the yeah or the reinvent as we said before.
How many copies of Plat Colossus does Simon have?
Simon has 1 copy.
Then I think it's a slam dunk. Split Moon just relic heists right now, grabs the Plat Colossus, just so that that takes away that out from Simon, right?
Yeah, 100% agree actually. Um, that is Simon's best out, and it's actually a fairly likely out.
It looks like Split Moon was thinking of Forge of what do you call it?
Forge, forge
Forge,
timing.
yeah,
If you
Forge.
forge time here and get spell stutter, that is a big oof.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a bunch of mana here. I don't know why Split's bothering to float the mana when there's no 11th hour breakthrough.
I think it's just using it to count.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, Union Rail, maybe double Union Rail, and I don't know.
If you double, this is extremely greedy. If you double Union Rail and cast Relic Heist, you're gonna get countered by spell stutter.
No,
Oh,
okay,
that's
Forge
also
Master's
greedy.
Charm. Doesn't even need to wait for the targets.
I think the play is you just cast Relic Heist main first. I agree with you. Like you can't afford to, like you know what's in your opponent's sideboard. You can't afford to play into the spell stutter,
Mm-hmm.
because you just lose if Simon gets the right draw, and
Mm-hmm.
Simon gets to draw 3 cards next turn.
Yep.
Like I actually think it's fairly likely that Splitmoon just dies here.
Well, let's see. I mean, it's one card out of 45, so let's not get too
Okay,
hasty.
so
So, Servant of Armageddon, Colossal Achievement, Warded Tome.
wow, those are bad draws.
Servant of Armageddon, um, at least dissuades the ground attackers because Split Moon doesn't want to lose the facsimile. It is very loose though. So yeah,
I don't think I think playing Servant is like Giga Int here. You don't want to
Oh,
lose
they hi reinvent.
the
Well,
game's just
yeah.
yeah. All right,
Okay. Well, you know what? It's been nice commentating with you, Dodger.
yeah, I
I
know.
think for fun games,
Uh,
fun games.
I do think this is a very interesting mirror matchup. I do think that like there were several occasions where Split Moon could have sequenced and plays better, or played around certain cards,
Hmm.
and I also think that um, there was that one turn where Simon I forget what misplay did Simon make? We were talking.
He played a Precursor Sanctum and then immediately bounced 2 lands to for
Oh
Northern
right,
Express lands when he could have
yeah,
waited a turn and then immediately got the Facsimile of Divinity off of it. Yeah.
right, and with the same net clock. Yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. I think that's a bit easier to miss. Um, but like yeah, so definitely the play wasn't perfect on either side. But I do think like this is a match where I'm like, oh, we don't get a third game. You know, like
Oh yeah.
there are some matches where it's like, oh, thank God that's over. But
Mhm. I mean,
I
this
really
one was blisteringly fast. It was
yeah,
yeah, it was just like I think that we got to see like despite it being the same deck, I think both players played it with different intuitions, if that made sense. And
hmm,
I think that even in mirror matches, you rarely get to see that kind of uh, like so obvious or like so visible difference in how they played. So I think that was a really cool thing to see.
I think this matchup in particular, when you get the sideboards and like the potential interaction starts getting added to the mix, it changes how you want to play a lot. Like for instance, in game one, I think that play by Split is perfectly valid. But now that like you introduce the potential spell setter into the mix, like when the outcome is like you just lose if they have this card, you shouldn't play into it. You know.
Mm. It wasn't just lose, but yeah.
Well, like you have the potential to just lose. Whereas if you play a different way, you have zero potential to just lose. You know.
Oh yeah, with like the
You know what I mean? I
yeah,
think
like
there's no
grabbing the
world
relic
in
heist,
which
like the relic
casting
heist would have
relic
just been
heist
like so much
first isn't the
safer.
right play.
Yeah, it's safer in a position when you're already on the up and up. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was like that was Simon's like only out, essentially. I think. Well, not only out, but like by far
His other out was like the by four, like the Forge Master's charm in his hand could kill the angel,
yeah,
but he didn't have a second red source. So, but
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Until next time, this is Caillou signing off.